I'm Natalie Standridge, founder and franchisor of Casa de Corazon Intercultural Early Learning. Welcome to my podcast, Decades of Disruption. Here, I'll share my journey, the decades of stories and convictions that have driven my choice to not only contribute to, but also to disrupt the early childhood education industry. But these stories aren't only my own. I'll be joined by the people whose lives have been changed by what I've created and whose mere existence have been a constant source of inspiration to me too. If you're ready to challenge the status quo and build something truly unique and impactful, you're in the right place. Disruption has a purpose, and we're here to talk about it. Welcome to the next episode of Decades of Disruption, and also the next in our mini-series of Where Are They Now? Today, I have in front of me two people who have marked my life since my very first Spanish immersion childcare center in South Minneapolis. When this project was just beginning, they were small, full of curiosity, and now they're here, grown into inspiring young women with unique stories, dreams, and journeys. Violet and Naima started at my very first school as babies and graduated from pre-K together, and they're still friends to this day. I saw them sing, play, and discover the world, and today I see them as a living reminder of why this work is worth it. I know you might have some memories that you want to share with us today, but first I wanted to play a song for you and see if it sounds familiar.
Okay.
Buenos días, ¿cómo estás?
Oh my gosh.
¿Cómo estás? Muy bien, gracias. ¿Y usted?
Ring any bells?
Yes.
Yes. I bring back all the memories.
Wow. I in the little message about what the podcast was gonna be, I saw that song and I didn't recognize the name of it.
The title, yeah.
But now that I hear it, I have a bad regular memory, but when it comes to music, I have a great memory, and I definitely remember that song.
That's so great. Yeah, we used to sing it every single morning in
Yes.
circle time. So, okay, well, let's jump into some memories, some questions about your experience starting in a bilingual preschool and growing up into the young adults that you are now. So, what images or feelings come to mind when you remember that song?
When you mentioned the circle, I remember us all sitting in a little circle every morning, and we'd go around.
Yeah.
And I just remembered I've always loved singing, and in school not a lot of singing happens. Especially now that I've done a lot of school, the most music oriented place I've been was Hardin, and it just made me so happy, just
Yay.
the music part of it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, thank you so much. Any memories that come back for you, Naima?
It just feels so nostalgic.
Yeah.
I was saying earlier, so full circle, hearing it again brought back being a child and just learning
Yeah.
and everything's new and exciting, and it's just comparing that to now. It's
Yeah.
the world is still the same, new and exciting, but it's just a different lens, and having my experience in preschool, my memories there really set me up for all this. So
I also
Yeah.
remember going into preschool, I didn't know any Spanish, so I was so
Yeah.
proud of myself for knowing the words to that song and what they
Right.
meant.
Yeah.
I was like, I know how to say good morning.
You learned that song.
I was
yeah.
so little that I didn't really think I could do something like that, so I was very proud of myself to actually be able
Yeah.
to learn something like a whole new language at such a small age.
It's so amazing what little kids
Yeah,
can learn
for
from
sure.
by the time they're barely verbal, and they can be multilingual if you just expose them to it. And it's just so inspiring to watch, but also music is such a powerful tool for language learning at any age, but especially in early childhood, because it's fun to sing, right? With your
for
friends
sure.
and to enjoy music together. So was there any particular activity or game or experience that you remember from preschool, Naima?
Okay, so one big thing that I know me, and also I'm still in contact with a few other of my friends that went to Jardín.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, Anna Hudson
Yeah.
and all of those people. So
Amazing.
we talk all the time, and me and Violet, about the food and the lunches.
Yay.
And how good we had taquitos.
Yep.
And that's like a core memory.
It's the fave to this day.
Yes, I still remember
Bribery.
it. Yes, I still remember it. I also
Yeah.
remember there used to be like a Dora game. I forgot what it was called, but I remember it was like me and my friends would fight over who could do it, and
Who could do the Dora game.
and and also going outside, like
Yeah.
the trikes and all the bikes and stuff, and it was
You remember that?
Yes,
Oh
it
my
was.
gosh.
It was. They'd say it was time to go outside, and we'd all like run and try to find the best bike, and
Yeah.
you know, it was like, yeah. I have so many. I feel like the more I think about it, the more memories come up, and the more, you know,
Yeah.
and like little things, and yeah. But I would say what stuck with me is the lunches, the food, and
Okay.
remembering like being so excited, hearing what was gonna like come up and what was gonna be for lunch that
What
day.
was going to be for lunch? Oh my gosh. Okay. I swear I didn't prep you to plug like our 3 uniques, but you spoke to outdoor gross motor play, bilingual learning with tools like Dora that are super fun, and the nutrition piece, which is like such a big part of not only sharing the cultures that we teach about at Casa, but also giving kids like a really healthy start. So I'm so overwhelmingly thrilled that those are the things that you remember.
Yeah, it's so funny that it was so great. Yeah,
Literally.
I know that everybody loved those taquitos so
Yes.
much
Oh
that
my
some
goodness.
days when we didn't want to come in from recess, they'd be like, "It might be taquitos."
You don't know.
And we all come running
Better
in
go
just
wash
in
your
case.
hands.
Yeah.
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 I was like, "It
That's
might
so
be
cute.
taquitos."
Literally,
'Cause the
even
teachers
now.
knew.
Yes, even now, I'm like, my dad. I think your mom one time went to the grocery store and was like told my dad, I found these taquitos and they're so similar to like what they were in preschool. And I got so excited. We went straight to the store and we bought them. Like it was.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
I
so
still
great.
eat them. They're in my freezer
Yeah.
right now. I eat
Yeah.
them all the time. I love those.
So good. Oh, so awesome. That's adorable. So, Violet, I imagine that now that you're in college, your life has changed quite a bit.
Yes.
How has that transition been for you? Like, what challenges have you faced or overcome?
I mean, I'd honestly say the end of high school was pretty rough for me.
Okay.
I had some issues with my friends at the time, and
Yeah.
just like a bit of bullying happening.
Wow.
And so I didn't actually get to finish my senior year.
Oh my gosh.
But all of my teachers knew me as in class, I just really
Yeah.
liked to engage with the teachers and like kind of help my friends focus. They weren't
Yeah.
the best students either. So
Okay.
they all like were very nice about it and just like gave me A's and let me just finish the year off like by myself, kind of needed some space.
Wow, thank you for sharing that.
yeah.
Because I know you're not alone. I know
Yeah,
that there
it
have been
was-
so many young people,
Yeah.
especially since COVID, going through things
For
socially,
sure.
emotionally,
And
with school.
I think a lot of the kids who had important school years, like during COVID, like my
Yeah.
freshman year of high
Yep.
school was COVID.
Of course.
So it kind of just like disrupted how we make relationships and friendships.
Yep.
With all the social media stuff that we were seeing, it was like,
Yeah.
oh, this is how a friendship is supposed to be.
Yeah.
This is how you're supposed to look. This is how like all this stuff.
Oh my gosh.
And like in that transitional, like between
Yeah.
middle school and high school, it was a really tough spot. And so I don't know, I saw that carry along with a lot of my grade
Yeah.
of just like being a little more like, I'm gonna be friends with these people and
Right.
not open to anyone else,
Right.
because I just rather not.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it was
impacted
tricky
people dramatically.
for sure.
Yeah.
But I think that time to myself to just like regroup really helped me actually push myself to move far and go to college somewhere like where I never would have guessed I would go.
Yeah.
I go to school in New Jersey.
So brave.
yeah,
That's really far
and-
away and different culturally
Yes,
than
for
Minnesota,
sure.
right?
Yeah, which was so refreshing.
Okay, good.
Actually.
Great.
So I think after seeing my brother kind of spread his wings, he went
Mm-hmm.
to LA for college. So I kind of was a little inspired by that. And my mom, too, just left Minnesota and, like, just did her own thing.
Yeah.
So I kind of felt like I had to do that, too, to push myself. And my first year at college was just, like, I changed so much as a person. And I went from, like, somebody who cared so much about what other people thought and to somebody who really could not care less.
That's amazing.
Like,
That's a huge shift.
And I think it was because I just like drained myself, constantly thinking like, is anybody watching me? Like, am I supposed to look better?
It's a
like,
really stressful
all
way to
this
live.
stuff. And then like with everything that happened with my friends, I kind of was so scared to lose everything. And when I did, I was like, wait, I kind of have now this chance to figure out who I am, not a part of this group, and just like push myself to figure out who I am on my own. And I think my first year at college really helped me do that.
That is such an inspiring story. Thank you so much for sharing all of that. Wow.
I mean, it was a long
really
journey, but I'm glad at where I am now.
And you're going back there for second year, so
Yep.
it's good.
And I even have the same roommate.
Oh my gosh.
We became very close.
Good, good.
So
So you
awesome.
made some great friendships out
Yes,
there.
for sure.
And excited to go back this fall.
Yes.
Oh,
And I didn't
so happy
actually
for you.
keep very many friendships from Minnesota.
Yeah.
I think I have like 3 friends here that I actually hang out with.
One of
being
whom is
one
sitting
them.
at the table. Oh,
Don't worry, you're included. So yeah, it was.
That's so it's meant to be.
Yeah, for
it's
sure.
just- you can be
I
who
just,
you are.
Yeah, I have
out.
higher
Yeah.
expectations for my friendships.
100%.
And we've always just like, I can't think of one like actual argument we've ever had.
We've always worked.
We've always
Oh,
just
And we
like,
just like respect for each
sweet.
other and
Yeah.
for the friendship and like the fact that we grew up together. I think we got to like be
Yeah.
there for each other in every single stage and every single part of life, and like elementary school, middle school, high school. And we found like, I don't know, there was a few years where we were not connected, and we actually reconnected at a summer camp.
Isn't
which was
that
super
amazing?
Yeah.
Just so meant to be.
So meant to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then just the fact that we've gotten to like just grow up together, I think has helped.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, my bestie and I met when we were 8, and we're still best friends to this day. And we've been through so many life stages together, and I feel like it's just very special.
Yeah.
And the fact that y'all got through the first year of college and you're still friends, like you're good to go from here on out.
know,
Like
yeah.
things will come up, but you'll always be able to come back to each other. And
The distance has never set us apart at all. Like
So
we can go a
awesome.
year without talking,
And
which
then we come
doesn't
back
really
together.
happen.
Yeah.
But if we do, we just like see each other, and it's just like, oh,
How it always was.
so good to see you.
Oh,
yeah.
Like
so beautiful.
even our families love each other. Like
Yeah.
your dad is just like my second dad.
Yeah.
And last year
I
we
can
were
see that.
working a ton, and like in the summer we didn't even really see each other that much.
Yeah.
But then like every time we do, it's just like so fun,
Yeah.
so happy. It's just good vibes, you know?
Oh, so inspiring. Everyone should have a friend like that.
Yes, I'm so thankful that I do. So
Yeah.
Me too.
So, okay, speaking of your family, my next question for you, Naima, is asked about them. So I know that your intercultural roots have been an important pillar in your life. I still remember your dad walking into the lobby every morning after dropping you off and being like, "Ay, café?" He'd stop in the kitchen and check and hang out with the staff for a little bit. So friendly. And your mom just always with her warm smile and gentle voice every day at pickup. Like she was always smiling and she was always so supportive. Can you tell me how each of them have influenced the person that you are today?
yeah. So my dad's family is like Hispanic, right? And so I think that's part of why I went to Jardín for preschool,
Yeah.
because he wanted me to get the language and
Yeah.
you know, and I think it really did help because
Yeah.
just immersing myself, you know.
Totally.
But in general, like my dad, like you said, is very outgoing, super open, you know, he's very confident in who he is and very confident in like what he likes and who he wants to be around. And I think that's helped me just not be afraid of like life and people, and really just like the worst I'll get is a no. If I have a question, I can just ask, you know, and like people aren't scary. It's better to make the connections and speak, you know, and just, so I
love that. And I can see that in you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's definitely the biggest thing that I would say I learned from my dad. I think it's also culturally, you know.
Totally.
It's like everyone, like I visited Puerto Rico with him. That's where obviously where he's from. And like everyone on the street says hello, and there's music all the time, and there's dancing, and it's just like a completely different culture. So I think that's also part of it.
Definitely.
I'm very thankful that I've gotten exposed to
Yeah.
those
So you
parts.
spent some time there growing up.
Exactly. Yeah.
Good.
Well, I visited. I've been there 3 times, but I've been with family. We had family reunions. You know, so I've gotten to learn a lot about myself and my history as a person. You know,
Some exposure
which
is
has
there.
been And then my mom, she also speaks Spanish.
Yeah.
And so it's been super cool. That's been helpful. Because, I mean, I've doubted my ability to speak. I think my issue is confidence with speaking Spanish, because when I'm around people, I understand a lot of it, but then when it's my turn to speak, I'm just like, I get in my head, you know?
Right.
And so having my mom speak, and she's not from a Spanish-speaking place, it's like, I can do it. You know, she's also kind of a role model for me that way. Like, I can learn. If she can do it, I can do it.
Of course. You know? Yes.
And besides that, she's always just been, both my parents have been really supportive. And, you know, my mom's really, like, always make sure she knows that she's proud of me, and, like, I'm, you know? And so, I'm really thankful for both of them.
Good.
And the roles they've played.
Oh, so nice to hear.
Yeah.
So next question for Violet. I remember you being really curious and eager to learn. Like, you were always attentive. You wanted to be involved in whatever the project was. You wanted to do it well. High achiever sort of personality there. Do you think that being in a Spanish immersion program had any influence on your curiosity or your love of school and learning and those kinds of things?
Yeah, I think I was definitely nervous at the thought of, like, starting at a school, because I had only ever been used to, like, daycare with the neighbor down the street. Like, so I was pretty nervous, especially because it was, like, a whole new culture, a whole new language, like a whole new world for me to explore. But I think partially because my brother went there, I was like, okay, like, I have an in, like, and then starting off, I don't know, I've just always been really curious to new things. So I think, like, the newness of the language and everything, I just wanted to know what everything was about.
Kind of made it fun.
And especially the music really stuck with me. I liked learning new songs and being able to speak and sing in a different language. And I'd always, like, bring that home with me and tell my parents, like, what I learned that day, or like silly things like that. So I don't know, I've always been pretty curious, but I think it made me a little more curious just because it was so new. And I was really ready to, like, jump in. I wanted to know everything.
Awesome. So for both of you, because I know you said you understand Spanish pretty well, speak it a little, and I believe, Violet, you speak Italian?
Yes.
So if you both could just talk a little bit about, like, what it means to you to be able to understand another language besides English, which a lot of people in the United States don't speak a second language.
Yeah. I kind of wish, like, when I was even younger than preschool, I would have started learning, just because I've seen, like, heard stories and seen videos of, like, children that have bilingual parents, and both their parents speak to them, and then they just, like, grow up knowing two languages, and that just is so beautiful, because it connects two different, like, cultures and pieces of yourself and forges it into one. And I mean, personally, for me learning Italian, I did that because my mom's side of my family is Italian, and my grandpa didn't really learn Italian, even though he's 100%, because at the time he came to America, it was kind of like, don't act Italian, don't speak Italian.
I know.
Like, cut that out, just act like you're white and, like, American. So he just, like, barely knows any Italian, and I found that sad. So
it is.
I wanted to like speak to him in Italian, and we ended up actually connecting with some family from Italy that we didn't know about for lots of years. And I went there and spent 3 weeks with them in Italy, just living with them by myself. And I learned the language so much more than any Duolingo or, like, any class or anything.
Of course.
Actually going there.
That's the way to do it.
And especially because they barely spoke English.
So you had no choice.
I had no choice, and I learned so much, and it just, like, connected me to a whole new piece of who I was that I didn't really know about, and, like, the culture, and I made gnocchi with someone's nonna, or like, just like, like, just like beautiful things that I was like, I would have never thought that this was actually a part of my history and my culture until now. You never know until you actually, like, immerse yourself and try to put yourself in their shoes or learn what they know.
The gnocchi video is so funny.
Okay, we'll have to look up the gnocchi video. But no, you spoke to just a really powerful and interesting phenomenon in the history of the United States, where a
Yeah.
couple of generations ago, you know, we were forming this melting pot, right? But a
for
lot
sure.
of people were denying their
Yeah.
countries or languages of origin to assimilate, right?
Exactly.
And now we're coming to the other side of that coin, where people are starting to embrace their ethnicity again, and the cultures and languages and the things that maybe were lost or maybe ignored for a generation or two, and then going back to that and physically going to the place and learning directly from your relatives is the absolute best way
It
that you
was-
can do that.
It
So
was
that's
amazing.
so awesome.
It was the very tiny town that my great grandpa had grown up in, and my great grandpa actually had his name changed when he came here. It was Secondo, because he was the second child, and they changed it to Edward. And now Edward is like my brother's middle name and my grandpa's name and like the family name.
Right.
And which is just
And
seems
it's
so
kinda
odd,
random.
because it's like that's not a family
Not
name at
actually
all.
the family name.
That's
Interesting.
like the name he was given at
Yeah.
like Ellis Island when they were
Right.
like, this is too not American enough, we'll change it to Edward.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which I don't know. Just
No,
like
that's powerful.
noticing all those little pieces made me more curious of like, I want to know what it's like there. And so I
Absolutely.
just was like, talked to my parents about it. I even did a Concordia language village
Oh, cool.
to learn.
Yeah, it's a great
And
program.
yeah, I felt really connected to like another part of me, which made me really happy.
Yeah. My dad had a similar experience he's told me about. They moved from Puerto Rico to New York, and they were in the Bronx. And so his dad would like tell him every day, don't say you're Puerto Rican, say you're Portuguese, and say, you know, try to hide who you are.
Wow.
And in school, I don't remember, I mean, I believe, so right now his name is Jose Antonio, right? And if I'm remembering the story correctly, his teacher called like a parent-teacher meeting and told his parents, like, Jose is the name of dishwashers and, like, not people that go far in life. And so I think he should change his name to be Tony. I think it was Tony. Some of the details of the story might be.
Wow.
Yeah, so they had, the teacher had him, like, write his name, like, over and over and over to try to, like, ingrain in his head that his name is not Jose anymore, right? Or maybe it was Joey. It was either Tony or Joey.
Okay.
But, yeah, just crazy.
Just some random white name.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It's just crazy that he was told that Jose is the
Yep.
name of a dishwasher.
Yep.
It's not the name of someone who will go far in life. And it's just...
And they did it. They started calling him
in
the
school.
American name.
Yep,
Yeah.
in school they did. And now he doesn't obviously go by it. But just the fact that as a kid, that could have such an impact on you, being told that, like, like where you're from and who you are, like, you're not going to amount to be anything because you're Hispanic or because of your name. Like, that's, like, trauma, you know? So
Seriously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
And that wasn't that long ago.
right. Yeah.
It's pretty
So similar
devastating.
stories. It's just the way that now, like being able to understand Spanish or be around people who speak it, it's just reclaiming my family's identity.
Good.
And it just connects people. I know a lot of the time traveling, like I've noticed that most countries, they speak more than one language,
Yep.
you know? And then, except
You've noticed
for...
that.
Yeah.
Except for U.S. Yeah.
Except for the
I know.
U.S. And so it's been interesting meeting people and just saying, like, it's been helpful even knowing a few words in
Right.
Spanish or being able to understand things because it connects me with so many more
Yeah.
people and so many more, like, branches of life.
Yes.
And, yeah. So,
Yes, that is the powerful thing about
Yes.
being multilingual.
Yeah. And
So
just
good.
languages connect people. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what I would say.
I feel like America has a weird, like, thought that everyone needs to speak English, and like that's the main thing that you need to know. And they're like spreading that around the world too. Like I noticed when I went to Italy, they were all learning English in school because everyone thinks like you need to know English.
Yeah.
But it's like, okay, what if we know English? Like we should know something else too. Like,
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
also very important to know other languages. And
Yeah.
like English is not the like only language. And here it's like so forced, like you gotta know English, like and all the proper grammar and all this and that, which like, yeah, learn a language. But I don't know, like in elementary school I had a Spanish class like once a week. Like
Right.
that's not helpful.
Right.
Learning how to say hello and goodbye once a week is not gonna do anything or teach me anything.
Exactly.
So I don't know. I feel
Yeah.
like there needs to be more of immersion of different
Yeah.
languages and
No,
just like
so do I,
options
and of
of
course-
that in all schooling.
Yeah.
And so it was also like makes me proud that I went to a
Yeah.
Spanish immersion
You
place
should be.
just because like
It was special.
yeah, for sure. And
But
I don't
that's-
see places like that really
Yeah.
anywhere else.
Yeah, no, it's of course why I do what I do, but I think we are starting to turn the corner. A lot of the younger new parents are starting to prioritize language learning, not just for knowing a language besides English for travel and jobs and all the opportunities it provides, but actually for the brain development, right? That it helps
Yes.
form in those early years of life. So I think we're turning the corner. I think there's more and more immersion schools. I mean, I've been doing this for 2 decades, and I can tell you it has really multiplied, right?
Good,
the
good.
amount of people doing immersion education earlier at younger ages,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
is the best time to learn. So, so good.
So good.
So, okay, you mentioned your brother Leo,
Yes.
who is how many years older than you?
He just turned 22
Okay.
like this month.
Okay, wow.
So,
yeah.
yeah.
So I was wondering if you have any memories of him at your preschool, either when you both attended or when he was older and would like come and pick you up at the end of the day.
I definitely remember being jealous that he was in the big kid
Okay.
room and I was in the little kid room.
Yeah.
I wanted to see what he was up to and what, like all that sort of stuff. And we also had a mutual friend that we are still both talk to.
Awesome.
That was in between our grades.
Okay.
So he was also in the big kid room. So I was just
Right.
so jealous that my brother and my friend
Right.
were both in the big kid room without me.
Oh.
And I just really wanted to know what it looked like, what was going
Yes.
on in there, who was in there. Like, I
Yeah.
just wanted to know everything.
Yeah.
I was
That's
just,
so
like,
cool that you remember
curious
that, because
about-
we always, like, when there are siblings in the program, we always try to let them visit each other and like make sure that they know where each other is
Yeah.
and stuff, but that the amount of curiosity that the younger kids have for the older kid classrooms is so apparent.
Yes.
But to know that you remember it still is like pretty phenomenal.
Yeah, I have a vague memory of him like coming to visit me during nap time once because I
Oh,
just was
sweet.
like having a hard time and I wanted to see him. And
That's
I
so
also
sweet.
just I loved those nap times.
Oh my goodness!
Oh,
I was gonna
good.
say, me and my my other friend that also Anna went to Hedveen, we used
Yeah.
to like play school, and when
Yeah.
we played school, we would like do nap time with our stuffed animals,
Yeah.
and we'd like pat the bags of like the stuffed animals because that's what they.
so sweet.
Yeah, it was definitely, and I also remember wanting to see the big kid room, even though I didn't have any siblings. It was
Yeah.
like a secret world or like
Right.
a mystery, like what's over there. I want to be over there too.
Yeah,
but,
because we should probably take the little kids on field trips to big kid rooms because they're so curious.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so sweet. So, okay. I know you like to travel, and you just recently got back from a trip. Can you just tell us a little bit about that experience for you?
Yes. So I just got back from the Philippines. I was
Yeah.
there for 5 weeks. It was solo, but for an internship. So I worked during the week, and then on the weekends I would go to the different islands because the Philippines, Manila is like the main city, and it's very busy. It reminds me of almost like New York if there were like less
Wow.
people, because New
Yeah.
York is like a bunch of tourists and a
Yeah.
bunch of different kinds of people,
Crowded,
you know?
yeah.
And then the islands are like beaches and vacation, you know? So I got a little bit of everything, which was amazing.
Yeah.
But in terms of travel, I would just say you learn so much traveling, and it's things that you can't even like put into words. It's just like the people you meet, the experiences you have. Like you realize that, like, especially in the US, we think we need so much.
Right.
And we, you know, like
Yep.
you go and you see and you meet the kindest people, and they invite you
Yeah.
for dinner, and they're like so giving, and then you visit their homes and it's like
Yeah.
nothing like, you know,
Right.
what you'd expect. And so yeah, it's just had a huge impact on me and how I see the world and how I'm appreciative for what I have and how I've grown up. And yeah, I would say one of my favorite things is just, or one of the most important things to me is meeting new people, because people, you can learn so much from
Absolutely.
different people and their lives. And so
Yeah.
it's just given me a gateway to,
Yeah.
you know, just learn things I never thought I would be able to learn.
Absolutely.
So
No,
thankful
I
for
think
it.
travel is so important in childhood and young adulthood, and I'm so happy that you've both been able to do some of that.
It just gives so much perspective
it
of like,
does.
wow, I really live in this little bubble and I just don't know anything about anyone, like
Exactly.
anything else out there.
It makes you realize how...
And even like when I was in the Philippines, I got back a week ago, and people would come up to me and they'd be like, "Are you American?" And I'd say yes, and they're like, "You speak the English that I wish I spoke," you know, which is something that I never thought I would hear, you know, like my accent and like the way I speak, and it's just like puts into perspective, like I don't think that my life is necessarily, or I never thought it was like the dream or like the ideal, you know, and people there are so like in awe of America and the opportunities that we get and stuff, and it's just so
it is a privilege to grow up speaking English and to grow up in the United States, and
but even like knowing that this isn't the only way to live, you know, it's
so
just
important.
It opens it up. It makes me thankful for what I have and thankful that I get to experience what other people have. So it just
oh, that gratitude is so good.
Yes. I don't know if I articulated that correctly, but it's just...
No, you did It's, so good. So switching gears a little bit, Violet, if you could say something to that preschool version of yourself, or even when you were in the younger classroom, what would you tell her?
I tell her to keep that curiosity, and to be proud of what I know and confident in what I know. I've always struggled of questioning myself, like about what I know, and I'm a smart person. I shouldn't always be questioning, like, oh, do I actually know that? But I think just more confidence, and to really put a lot of time into the relationships that I have, and make sure that they're benefiting me to the fullest extent and not hurting me.
Very good advice.
I don't know. Also, just to be true to herself. I feel like you can get lost in like friends or relationships or just little things here and there. And I think for a while I did kind of lose who I was, and it's been refreshing to kind of find that person again.
So happy for you. Such an important thing to do.
Yes.
Naima, if you think back on your language teachers or any impactful teachers that you've had, is there like a particular memory that you have that makes you smile or that you're grateful for?
I feel like I haven't had the best luck with language teachers.
Okay.
I honestly think the best exposure I had was at Jardín when I was, you know, having to like be fully integrated, you know, like I was just But I think that there's definitely I don't want to say like a lack of enthusiasm with like languages in schools, especially like middle school, high school. But it's definitely, I think there could be some improvement. So I think honestly the best memories I have are in preschool.
Okay,
and,
good.
And just like,
I mean, the teachers back then at the first center, like I still remember them. They were so loving with you guys,
so
and just
incredible.
so entrenched in their work. Like they really cared about providing the highest level love and care and education for you guys.
And we felt it. Like even now I feel it, you know, like however many years later, I mean, you know, but I still remember that, and still remember like their enthusiasm for me to learn, and it made me excited to learn. And it's like I said, I mean, the fact that I've gone through all these other years of school, and that was my best experience with Spanish and with like learning it.
I didn't know that would be your answer, but I'm very touched.
I didn't think that that's what it was, but
I'm so happy that you still remember just feeling loved. That's the most important thing in those early years.
Especially when we graduated. I remember just being so heartbroken to leave my teachers because I just loved them so much. And they just felt like part of my little family at school, and it was so hard to say goodbye to them.
There's a video somewhere of our graduation, and every time I see it, I just, I'm Like, oh. And there's one of me and Violet together.
Yeah,
and
we look at the pictures and we're like, oh, that's this person, that's this person. We know like
That's
so many
awesome.
people who went
Yeah.
there still.
And you still are in touch with them.
Yeah,
That's so
a
cool.
lot of them went to
Yeah.
our middle school. So
Okay.
Yeah.
like
I
a bunch of
actually-
us were all just like, oh, you went there? Oh, you went there? Oh, wow, we all went there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I also remember, like, whenever it was someone's I think it was birthday, but we'd all take a group photo.
Yes.
And I still
Group
have
photos.
those, yes. And there was one year that I had gone to the state fair, and I had gotten, like, crazy hair. Or it was, like...
oh, fun. Yeah.
it was,
One
like,
of those
crimped.
updos with
Yes.
the colors and everything.
Exactly. And I walked into class, and I remember, like, a bunch of the students started laughing. And I felt... I literally ran to my mom crying. I was, like, so embarrassed. And I was, like, you know... And then I came back, and the teachers ended up, like, talking to students, and...
Yeah.
And we all ended up taking a picture together, and I'm in the middle with my hair crazy. And it's one of my favorite pictures now because it's like
Good.
all my friends, and they weren't actually making fun of me, I don't think.
No.
It's just like
They were
someone being
surprised.
curious.
Yeah.
Exactly, yeah. But the teachers told them, like, you know, that you can't do that. And they, like, you know, it was a whole thing. But that picture is one of my favorites, and it's in my house. I know exactly where it is, and it's me smiling with my crazy hair and, like, everyone around. And, yeah, it's... good memories.
What a great memory.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
like learning moment, right?
Yes,
About how to
exactly.
manage other people's reactions to something
Yeah,
that might surprise
for
them,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
Which happens a lot. Very cool. If you could send a message to the kids that are now in the classrooms where you two were, what would you like to say?
Definitely, I think I would tell them to keep building
Yeah.
on that Spanish so that they can keep that, and also just to be grateful because I didn't really realize how special that place was until I left it.
It has such a special place in my
Sweet.
heart. Like,
Yes.
every time, the fondest memories, like,
Yes,
happy
absolutely.
anytime I think about it.
Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
seriously.
that is so wonderful to
Yeah,
hear.
my family, we still talk about funny memories
Yeah.
of, I remember there was like green, yellow, and red of like how you were doing that day, like behavior wise.
Yeah.
And I'm not the type to like act out.
No.
So I would always be on green.
Of course.
But I would go home and tell my parents like, oh, I got yellow today. Or like, oh, I was on
What?
red today. And
Just
they
to
would
see
just
what
be,
they would say.
I guess.
Oh my
I don't remember. But they told me they came for like a conference with the teachers and
Yeah.
were like, what's going on?
Yeah,
Violet's
what's
been
the
telling us
behavior?
like her behavior's not been so good, and they were just like, what? Like, I have
What do
no
you mean?
idea what you're talking
No,
about. Like,
that
I guess I
can't
was just
be
testing
Violet.
them.
Yeah, that's adorable.
But yeah, such a like funny random memory.
Yeah.
Like just I have so many little fun stories that I miss from Hardin.
I know, me too. And now that we're talking about it, more are coming.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
do you remember at the end of the day, like, there'd be, like, pictures, and the teachers would draw us, like, mermaids and princesses?
Oh my gosh.
Do you remember that?
One of the teachers was so good at drawing, and it's like everyone wanted her to draw them.
Oh, wow. I wonder who that was.
Bad for her. Yeah.
And my mom
A
and dad
line
would
of
be
kids.
there, and it'd be like, no, I just want one mermaid and a princess and a fairy, and she'd, like, yeah. Anyway, while we're talking
All
about
good
it so much.
memories.
Wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Isn't that cool how memory works?
Yeah,
Yes.
it really is. I just like don't have the best memory, so but I like distinctly remember so many small details from that place.
Yeah.
It's so odd, but I love
Oh,
it.
well, that's so special. It's so just rewarding for me to hear that it has a warm spot in your hearts and
Yeah,
memories,
definitely.
and that you had a great experience. I'm really grateful that you came and shared that with us today.
Yes.
You guys are
Us
awesome.
too.
Thank you so much. Yes, thank you for having us.
Yes, this was
course.
such a great, like, just time to reminisce and think
Yeah.
about everything and how far we've come.
Oh, so
And
far.
I don't have. You're my longest childhood friend.
Yeah, no.
Like, and
Mine too.
We've just, I don't know. I remember us playing in Hardin. I
Yeah.
remember thinking you had such long, pretty hair.
Aw.
That was like, I don't remember like why. I just always would be like,
Yeah.
oh, it's so long and pretty.
Aw,
That's so sweet. I didn't know that.
Do you remember the teachers calling you Violetita?
Yes, I
There's so many nicknames,
But
little
I-
Spanish nicknames. for
because
kids.
they also. Oh, let me turn that up.
Yeah.
Because they also called me Violeta, I would,
Yeah.
whenever I took other Spanish courses, just growing up, I'd always, whenever my teachers were like, like,
choose a name.
introduce yourselves or whatever, I'd always be like, you can call me Violeta.
Violeta.
Instead.
That's my Spanish
Yeah,
name.
that's my Spanish name.
My Spanish alter ego.
Yeah.
Yay.
So I was very proud of that too.
Love that. And you have a beautiful bilingual, multilingual name. It's pronounceable in so many languages. So.
Yes. Yeah, I'm thankful. My parents both had different stories of how they landed on the name.
Oh,
but
okay.
I love it.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So, yeah.
Yay. Well, thank you so much for being here.
Yes, thank you so much for reaching out. We were very excited to do this.
Yay. Yes. Well, this reunion reminds me that education is not just an academic path, it's an imprint on the soul. It stays with us when we make choices, when we choose our friends, when we chase our own dreams, and when we reconnect with those who saw us grow. Thank you for bringing back those songs, those laughs, that spark that still shines in both of you, and thank you for letting me once again be part of your story.